It has been a long 4 years in the making. We are finally back here on your screens, once again on the air. Thank you all so much for stopping by. My name is Hunter Bale, but I'm not the one that requires an introduction. You guys have been waiting so patiently over the past 4 years of what New Age Pro Wrestling will do next. But let me tell you, we have a kick-ass show for you here tonight. Starting off with Evan Guiler versus William Parker. And it's all for the #1 contendership match for the Grand Crusader Championship, followed by a gauntlet match with Jordan Sykes, Matt Rush, Vandy Hiragaya, Mike Magnum Maxwell, and Ryu Takatsu in a Noble Championship gauntlet match. But there's one more. Antonio Stark versus Yuri in the main event of the show for the #1 contendership match for the King of the Ring Championship at Unleashed. Like I said, folks, it's been a long 4 years in the making. Here we are in New York, New York. And here comes our first competitor of the night. It's our first show in 4 years, almost half a decade. You have all been waiting for us to come back, and we are finally back. And here we are. Evan Guiler. To most, may seem more of an outsider or unknown individual, but he is a 10-year veteran that has wrestled all over the country and has been around stage in NAPW for a very long time. He's learned from some of the best in the roster. I am now hearing through my earbuds that the upper management is mad at me. I've been pronouncing his last name wrong this entire time. It's Guiler. Or Guiler. Guiler. Thank you. You can stop yelling in my ears now. I apologize. Take it off my pay if you need be. Trust me, ring rust is a thing for the commentary world. It's not that simple. Once again, this matchup is for the #1 contendership of the Grand Crusader Championship. And his opponents, a lot of people know him through several promotions over the years, and he is back, and god damn it, he's still the weird porno guy I know from before. It's William Parker, someone known, very much well known, on social media for his horrible taste in movies and horrible movies in general. He's been all over, not all over, but he's been in quite a few federations since we've last seen him. As I read from my notes here, I see Parker got to these before I could officially use them. Wonderful. It says, well, that's not rated P. Nor is that. That's rated X. Okay, I'm going to be winging this one because you don't want to know what he's done right now. But William Parker here, a competitor not to sleep on. Best to not underestimate him as we get ready for the matchup of the night. Evan Guiler, William Parker. Here we go. Like I said, it's not that simple to commentate. There's a lot of ring rust. As Parker with an elbow to the face and another elbow in turn by Guiler. There is ring rust when it comes to commentary, but there's also ring rust and a little bit of anxiety slash what I would call even a different level of preparedness when it comes to a match like this. This is our first match in 4 years. You have to imagine the nerves on these two competitors here tonight. As Guiler sets in the corner of the ring, knee to the face there by William Parker. Trying to get the crowd into it. Knee to the chest there. Not knee to the chest. Foot to the chest there as we get through the grapple situation. Collar and elbow tie up. It looks to be. Guiler pushing Parker back to the corner. Referee trying to get in the way. Clean break, I might add, but that was not a clean punch. Punch in the ribs there. Chop! And another chop! William Parker feeling it now. Stop down onto the elbow. Kicks to the face and another kick to the face. 3 kicks in succession. You might want to check his nose. Is now holding onto the leg. What is William Parker doing? Just loves to fool around the ring, doesn't he? But like I said in the beginning, 4 years in the making, New Age Pro Wrestling finally trying to get back on the map as William Parker is thrown off the top rope into the outside as the referee officially starts his count. But here comes Guiler, hold on! High wrist district and nails him with a suicide dive onto the outside. Something tells me I will not be able to get through a lot of what I'm trying to say during this matchup as we're starting to intensify here. Into the barricade and now a back suplex in the barricade. But like I was trying to say, 4 years in the making, New Age Pro Wrestling finally back here on the map, trying to get their footing back into the map here, I should say, as we head back into the inside. I am happy to be back in this commentary booth as William Parker now with some kung fu it looked like, and now he's dancing. Yep, and people wonder why he's with me at the first pinfall attempts. 2 count, no, not enough. Threw him over now. William Parker with a float over neck wrench. So now if I was Parker, I'd stay on Guiler here. He's learned from some of the best. You need to understand that some of the best in New Age Pro Wrestling misses that elbow that you need to pay attention. Guiler's now starting to make a comeback. In the middle of the ring now. Knee right to the jaw. And a cover. Is that enough to... No, not even close. William Parker still has a lot left in the tank here. A little bit of a combo. Knee to the side head. Those knees will prove dividends here in the later ends of the match. You can cuss your opponent. It really slows them down. It makes them see double of you. And if you're not careful, your career will be over well before you know it if you keep allowing blows like that to your head. Stop. Now focusing on the arm of William Parker. As he tries to roll out the ring, he decides against it. He is, however, still kind of outside the ring on the outside ring apron. I'm not sure if that's where he wants to be. Whippersnapper out to the back of the ring, or outside the ring. As we take it back outside the ring now, Guiler, William Parker. Parker being thrown into the barricade. Watch out there, fans. You never know what might happen. You might just become part of the attraction. And look at that move there. Referee still continuing his count. My apologies. And off at 3. Still going here. Middle of the ring. Beautiful suplex there to the side of the ring as they continue to square off. Picking him up, slamming him down. Is that enough? 1, 2. No, not enough. About 2.5. William Parker still having a little bit left here in the tank. As Guiler has had a strong offensive game plan here. Punch to the mouth. Holding him up in the corner, slamming him head first in the corner now. Just delivering the punishment. Guiler to Parker. And then middle knees to the gut, sending him back into the corner. William Parker is dazed. But you have to stay on your opponent. You can't just allow him to get back into it and a knee to the side of the head. That might do it. That might have knocked his ass out. 1, 2. Not enough. Parker still having plenty in the tank. And, well, if you really want to mess with William Parker's career, that's how you do it right there. With the atomic drop, and well, the drop legs to the groin area of a Mr. William Parker. Guiler might be looking for a move we all know and love. As he does the float over DDT with the assistance of the ropes, going to the top rope is Guiler. Could we be seeing the Phoenix Drive here? Just missed it. Parker with a float over DDT of his own. Punch in the gut, another punch in the gut. And William Parker trying to get back into this, really feeling it. It looks like those blows to his head hasn't really affected him that much. Now attacking the arm of Guiler. I'm not sure if that's what you want to do to an opponent like Guiler, is focusing on the arms, but you never know. And full facial assault there by William Parker. I hate how I had to say that. But William Parker now really feeling it. I'm shocked they didn't go for the pin there. Elbow drop to the top of that skull. Guiler now hurting. Where's Parker going? He's now going to the top rope. And what a 5-star splash there. I wouldn't say that about his videos though. 2.5 there. Both competitors trying to figure out what it will take to keep the other one down for 3 seconds or even try and possibly submit them. And what a move there by William Parker again with the pin attempt. Not enough once again, 2.5. Just walking over his opponent is William Parker. I'm not sure if you want to taunt Guiler when you know Guiler still has a lot left in the tank. As Guiler now going up to the back leg of William Parker. Looking for the knee now. Side effect once again. I am hearing now from my headphones. That's what my earbuds. Sorry, that's what the move is called. No. Almost a 3 count. William Parker, surprisingly, is still in this. Guiler trying to keep Parker in the corner, but Parker backing out of it. So now in the middle of the ring, counters aplenty as they go back to a brawl-like offense or defense here. Back into the corners, William Parker. Parker does not want to be here as Guiler is just having his way with William Parker. Guiler now going to the other side. Drop kick, it's looked like to the throat. That's going to hurt in the morning. And keeping that offense on the arm of William Parker. These two competitors already having an amazing startup match here tonight. Roll over. Oh, look at a neck breaker. Kind of like a neck breaker, but not really. And now a float over DDT. Spiked him on the top of his head. That is a little close to the ropes there. William Parker might use the rope here. No, just kicks out and throws him off, actually. Just shows you how much William Parker has left in the tank. Never underestimate an opponent, no matter who they may be. This guy picks up Parker. Kick to the gut now. Turning him around again. Neck breaker, a traditional neck breaker, I might add. And then a knee stomp to the front of the face. Guiler back to the top rope, looking for the Phoenix Drive, possibly here. And there it is, the Phoenix Drive. Elbow to the center of the sternum. And now here comes the count. That might be it. No! Parker once again kicking out. Not counting out, kicking out. It's not easy, like I said, to commentate. And we have our first submission maneuver here. On the ropes, though. And just listen to this crowd. They are letting these competitors hear it. It looks like Parker there just had a counter. And now he's back on the offensive. Suplex. No, it's a rib breaker. Or a gut buster, some might say. But an inverted one, not an inverted one, but a more advanced version, throwing Guiler out of the ring, or trying to get him off the ropes. Guiler now with some defense, but it's a Yuri-like kick. As they're now back once again outside. And again, going after the legs of Guiler. When you go up against a high flyer like Evan Guiler, you really have to focus on the legs, because then the high-flying offense is not going to be all there, as he also goes after the Phoenix Dive Elbow. Referee's count about to be at a 4. Evan Guiler not looking good. William Parker already with an early celebration here tonight. In the middle of the ring, referee's count is at 7 now. Get in the ring, and Guiler's back in. And here comes William Parker again with another float over DDT. And a cover. Not enough. These two competitors leaving it all in the ring right now. It's like Parker can hear me. Oh, I love that. Was trying for a standing moonsault, only to be met with knees from Evan Guiler. These two, another side effect. Third one he's hit tonight. Guiler just trying to figure out what to do. I would have tried pinning him there. It looked like he's scouting his opponent. You never know what any opponent might do here. Throwing out of the ring once again, William Parker. Trying to bring him back in. Oh, what is happening here? Looks to be somewhat of a submission hold, and it is! Just wrenching the arms and back. I'm surprised the ref isn't trying to get in there, because, you know, it is on the ropes. And a kick to the face, and a senton to the outside. William Parker looks like he's looking for another full facial assault. Looking for it, countered! Countered with an elbow. Evan Guiler trying to get back into the lead of this one. Or back into the swing of things, I should say. Throwing William Parker back into the ring. Goes for a flying up. No! Knight's Wraith out of nowhere. A rat, sorry. Is that enough? William Parker knocked out with a Knight's Rat out of nowhere, and he will be the #1 contender for the Grand Crusader Championship. If my notes are served me correctly, I blame William Parker. He wrote all over this. And what a first match back here in New Age Pro Wrestling. Evan Guiler with the first victory back here in a New Age.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Trevor Storm, backstage here in the NAPW hallways. We have had an incredible night so far, with an intense battle for a spot for the Grand Crusader Championship, as well as the crowning of our first Noble Champion next. But tonight has all been led up to this, our main event of the evening, a #1 contendership shot for the prestigious King of the Ring title between Antonio Stark and Yuri K. Huntron. However, before we begin this highly anticipated match, let us hear some words from one of the competitors in the match, Yuri K. Huntron. Hello sir, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
How does it feel to be competing for a #1 contendership for the King of the Ring title in the premiere episode of NAPW?
Honestly, kinda unreal. I always wanted to compete for the title and all that, but the circumstances are completely different to how it is now and the last time I was in a New Age ring. Since the last time, a few years back, I was looking to face the likes of Darren and Judas, who held the title at the time, to now facing my husband to win a shot at the title. It's certainly a mixed mess of emotions I'm currently feeling right now.
Do you think you can focus on winning with this obvious personal challenge set before you?
I'm gonna have to focus. For one, it's the King of the Ring title shot on the line. It's the chance to finally win my first main singles championship. And finally, it's against Antonio Stark. I have to lock in the moment the bell rings, because if I don't, I know that Antonio won't hesitate to do what's necessary to win the match. Sure, we're husbands, but when the bell rings, we're competitors.
Well, we are getting close now to our main event tonight. So, do you have any final words to your opponent?
Antonio, I love you, but I'm not planning on missing out on another opportunity to finally win my first championship in my career. So once that bell rings, I'll be giving in my all to win the title shot. And I will do what I must in order to win. So with that, Antonio, may the best man win.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Yuri K. Hunchen. If there's anything I can say after speaking to him just now, is that this match is going to be a war.
Welcome back once again to the start of the gauntlet match. I hope you all read that, because I was trying to read it and realized that I was not on the air. So wonderful. Mike Magnum Maxwell. It has been, well, a long while since I've last seen this man in competition. I'd be lying if I said I've been following him. I've been busy as of late. I'm not trying to disrespect any wrestler here tonight. My only notes here. Mike Magnum Maxwell, very much an underdog coming into this match. He's really trying to find himself once again here. He has a massive chip on his shoulder, and he really wants to show the world he can get the job done. Maybe, I don't know, starting in the very beginning of a gauntlet match, it's going to be one very, very tall order, but we will see if he has what it takes. And out comes his opponent. Matt Rush, and the crowd immediately letting him know how he feels. Letting him know how they feel about him. Alright. Here, the ones that William Parker does not mess with. When it comes to Matt Rush, once again, unfortunately, I don't know much about him, but what I can see about this man, intensity, ferocity, just a breakneck style attitude. It's been a while since I've last seen any of these competitors in the ring, so it will be very much a treat to you guys at home, and to mostly myself, having a front row seat, watching all these competitors have at each other's throats. Now imagine the winner of this matchup not only do we crown our inaugural Noble Champion, but just the notoriety you're going to have winning this style of matchup, because it's not for the faint of heart, folks. Anything can happen in a matchup like the Gauntlet match here in New Age Pro Wrestling. It's going to be grueling. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be endurance-inducing as here we go. Matt Rush starting up against here Mike Magnum Maxwell. Matt Rush immediately starting off with a kick. Already trying to get in, trying to really set the pace with a middle rope spear And already Matt Rush with a very, very offensive style, brutal style, starting off this matchup. Off the rope, senton in the middle of the ring to Maxwell. Setting onto his stomach now. Picking him up off the... Just a gut wrench and flipping over to do it again. The strength of Matt Rush just tossing him to the other side of the ring. Maxwell not taking that lightly though. Back onto his feet. Beautiful technique. Drop kick there. In the middle of the ring now. Irish whip. Drop down. Over. Picking him up and a punch to the face. That could have knocked him out. Maybe not. Going after the arm here. After getting hit with those gun wrenches, I don't blame him going after the arm. You get rid of the strength of a brawler like this. You really set the tone in your own way. A knife edge chop there, thank you very much. And just driving his boot into the face, using the ropes to gain traction. I don't blame Maxwell for what he's doing here. After the sheer amount of power we saw from Matt Rush, Maxwell making sure he doesn't happen again. As he brings him into the middle of the ring. No, not enough. Kick to the back. You can hear some of the crowd saying, "You got this." And I'm pretty sure that is to Maxwell. They want to see the underdog bring it home. And stomps to the chest. What technique of MMA we saw there with the double leg takedown into the stomp. Obviously the stomp not so much MMA, but Jesus, those kicks will never not be disgusting. He needs to get his nose checked after that one. Off the middle rope here. Jumps to the top rope moonsault. Is that enough to keep Matt Rush down? No. Close though. 2.5 at most. Or at the very least. Now, against the ropes is Matt Rush. Maxwell using those ropes to his advantage with those elbows, pushing him into the ropes, only to be tossed back into those elbows. That is one way to use momentum on your side, as he wrenches back at the arm and slams it down into the mat. Maxwell now picking up Matt Rush. Matt Rush. Matt Rush has got a leg. Matt Rush now trying to get some revenge as he starts off with what looks like an ankle lock. Maxwell very close to the ropes. I'm shocked he's not going for the rope for a rope break, but he's able to overpower Matt Rush. Oh, what a kick to the mouth! Not enough. Matt Rush now. Oh boy, this doesn't look good. Matt Rush. In concrete, 2 boots to the back of the head. He's out, he's done. No, not enough. Maxwell still had some left, and you see the anguish on Rush thinking, what else do I have to do? I've already gun wrenched this guy twice. I then stomped his head into the mat with both my feet, and that's a beautiful fisherman driver suplex. What more does Matt Rush have to do to get Maxwell down? Maxwell back onto the offense, picking him up, knee breaker. Or shin breaker, I should say. It was mostly caught his chin, and Maxwell now back in the driver's seat. You hear the crowd, they're on Maxwell's side, but even then, Matt Rush is a very strong opponent, setting him to the ropes, hit him with the kitchen sink knee. Onto the middle rope now, elbow to the face! What air! And the ability to turn his body around to be able to contort his body around to get the elbow to that length. As Maxwell trying to get back into this with yet another shin breaker. Work on that shin, make sure he doesn't get hit with concrete once again. But you never know. Even with getting rid of the legs, he can still stop you with just the other leg that you don't go after. Going for a suplex. No! Knee to the face! Magnum trying to get back into this one. And honestly, the crowd is really trying to get behind him. Throws him into the ring post there. Oh, just missed a kick. Massive clothesline. Uh-oh. Matt Rush might be looking for Eat Concrete once again. He's begging Magnum to get him to position. He is using his traction and slams his face down into the mat. Second time hitting Eat Concrete. That is it. No! Again, he's still alive. Maxwell showing the heart, showing the passion, showing the drive that he wants this more than anybody else, and these two are the first two competitors. However, Magnum now getting slammed into the top buckles. Kick to the back there. Thrown over with a judo throw. That was beautiful technique. Throwing now to the ropes. Catching him. Plants him down. Is that enough? No! Kicks out once again. Matt Rush to the top rope. What did he have planned here? Senton! He missed the senton. But Matt Rush now with a massive reverse clothesline. What the Matt Rush, we need to talk about your technique after the show. Maybe or maybe not. You know, I don't have that much fighting experience. Let's just decide to say that. Rolling neck breaker there by Mike Magnum Maxwell. Or Triple M, I might start calling. Might be easier on him. Calling him up. Double knee to the face. Not enough there. Apologies, I'm getting yelled at. That was Star Bounce, I believe. Or Magnum Opus, sorry. Magnum Opus by Mike Magnum Maxwell. Looks like he might be going for it again here. He's begging his opponent to get back up. Goes for it again. Misses it though. Looks like Matt Rush is able to back up in time, only to get hit in the mouth with a boot. Still not enough for the pinfall. Magnum now trying to get the crowd on his side. The crowd getting riled up here. Picking him up. He has Matt Rush throwing him to the corner. Maxwell on the other side. Elbow, it looks like. Picking him up and then throwing him. Beautiful maneuver there. On the middle rope, never mind. Matt Rush, like the veteran that he is, onto the other corner, avoiding any form of punishment. Trying to duck over, but gets hit in the ribs for his trouble there. Magnum back up onto the middle rope. Throwing him down again, almost like the Magnum Opus. But from the middle rope. Pinfall here.
Not enough.
Mike just looking extremely up beside himself. He needs to figure something out. You can't just complain that he couldn't get that three call. And yet another Magnum Opus once again. Is that enough to keep Matt Rush down? It is. And Mike Magnum Maxwell moves on to the third competitor of this match, but the damage, I have to say, might have already been done. You can already see him, he's tired. He used a lot of energy there, and now his next opponent is coming out. Let's see who drew number 3. And out of everyone that I could have drawn number 3, this might be Mike's last one he'd want to go after again. as number 3 is Ryu Takatsu. A high-flying, striking, narcissistic son of a bitch assassin. From what I'm reading from my notes, I was generously handed to my general manager. He's been screwed over quite a few times in his career and, well, might not give a damn who you are. And Ryu might just be taking the pickings off of Mike Maxwell and already not looking good for him. Maxwell trying to get back into it, but the damage, like I said, has already been done. Ryu now going after the face already of Maxwell. But you had to realize that even though Magnum has taken so much damage from Matt Rush, Takatsu could not allow himself to gloat in this time right now. He needs to stay on top of Mike Magnum now as he tosses him. Never mind. Oh, what do we got here? What a beautiful arm wrench there. Gets back to him, but Mike blocks it. Again, like I said, a little bit of ring rust in the commentary. I apologize. As we continue on, Ryu going at Ryu, Jesus Christ, going after the legs, now after the neck, and neckbreaker after the backbreaker, neckbreaker combo, and a standing moonsault into the pin. That might already be just enough to take out Maxwell. It's not! Maxwell still with just a little bit of fuel in the tank, but how much left, how much punishment can this man take as he's thrown over the top rope into the outside? Ryu going off the... No, I thought he was going to leap off there, but no, just jumping down to the bottom. As we're now on the outside. Remember, there's no countouts. Just these beautiful knees to the rib section. I'm telling you, you bruise a rib, it's hard, it's tough to get through. Throwing him now into the barricade. As we're outside, remember, there are no countouts, no disqualifications here in this match type in the gauntlet. As Takatsu, my apologies, is showing the technical prowess that he possesses in his arsenal. A chop to the face. And another chop to the face there, spinning to add some extra damage to it. Just dragging him to the other side of the ring, throwing him to another barricade, and you have to wonder why it just keeps going like this, because Mike Maxwell could still get back into it, begging Takatsu to get up. Throwing him back into the ring. Back inside the ring. But here comes Matt Rush again. Look, clearly not happy that he lost in the first round. Going after Max. Jesus Christ, a BNC on the floor. Matt Rush possibly ending Maxwell's night here tonight short, all because he was taken out in the first round. Here comes Takatsu, just taking the pickings off this one. Possibly, honestly, just do that. Throw him in the ring and then pin him. That might be it. And unfortunately for Mike Maxwell, his night is over because of Matt Rush's interference. And Ryu Takatsu is a pretty fresh opponent for member number 4. And I know that music, I know him a little too well. Bendy Kiragaya coming out, drawing number 4. Probably one of the youngest superstars in New Age Pro Wrestling, but a very experienced veteran. We know him from New Age Pro Wrestling. We know him from several of other federations. We know what he is capable of. We know exactly who he is. He's had several championships to his name. He is the type of person who will fight to the death for what they believe in. A heart of passion and a soul that just won't die. Vandy Kiragaya is looking to forge their own path in New Age Pro Wrestling. We have to keep in mind, though, We haven't seen Vandy since Royal Pursuit when he defeated Iblis in an Extreme Rules match. So returning is Vandy Kirigaya here and Ryu Takatsu. Takatsu trying to start off quick, but Vandy Kirigaya catching him mid-flight as they now go after each other here. Already submission, elbow to the head there. Vandy with a slow start, or maybe not. Going after him, look, that's press with the punches. Going immediately after Ryu. And scraping the eyes with his feet, and now a leg drop. I thought it was going to be a senton there. It was a leg drop. And a Jesus kick to the skull. Good night. He's out. Not enough. And listen to this crowd. They're letting these two hear it. They are having one hell of a night here tonight. Elbow to the kneecap. Looks to be trying to go for a power bomb. Switching him to a fireman's carry. Up the rope to the neck from Ryu. Ryu now holding onto the arm and just punishing. It might be the hand of Vandy Kirigaya. And stomp to the midsection. And then stomp to the chest for good measure. Throwing him now to the middle of the ring. Going for the leg once again. Focusing on the legs of Vandy. Might be the wisest play. On the top rope now. I'm sorry, I was looking at my notes, so I missed what I was... I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. We're just going to ignore all that. Going straight to the pin now. No! Only a 1 count by for Ryu. Calling him up to his feet. Knee to the head, and neck breaker. Picking him up again, or allowing him up to his feet, picking him up. No, Vandy counters with a DDT, spiked him on his dome piece. Vandy is a high flyer, and we're seeing it now. Jesus Christ, off the top rope onto the floor, and just nails him with that clothesline. A slingshot clothesline to the floor, mind you. Elbow to the back now, thrown to the corner. Here comes Ryu Takatsu with a turbine blade. Not enough to keep Vandy down, and Takatsu looked beside himself. He's covering him again. But the ref's not paying attention. He has his legs on the rope. It's just a 1 count. And you know Vandy wants to get some revenge after that. Some elbows to the gut there. And what a roundhouse kick there to the side of the dome. Like I said in the first match, you go after the side of the head, or just anyone that in general, you just can concuss your opponent to oblivion, and they won't be able to know where you are because they're seeing 2 of you. Silver Eye! And Vandy wants to go for another one. Soul Seeker! That should do it. And it is as Vandy moves on to the final final opponent, which by my notes here, there's only 1 man left. It is Jordan Sykes. Well, I do have in my notes, he is 1 half of the tag team FIM Fur is Murder with Rabbit. Fur is Murder. What? Yeah, I read that correctly. All right. Jordan Sykes. Unfortunately, I wish I had more notes to any wrestlers that are watching this, are part of the show, or just out there. If I get anything wrong, don't kick the shit out of me. Instead, send me a nicely worded email and give me notes that I can use so I don't look like a jackass and I don't make you look like a fool because I'm an idiot that doesn't know what I'm trying to talk about. As Jordan Sykes prepares himself here against Vandy Kirigaya, there can only be one winner. There can only be one champion at the end of this bout for the Noble Championship. There can only be one winner. There can only be one. As we start off here, Jordan Sykes, versus Vandy Kirigaya, and I believe we have someone busted open. Missed that roundhouse, but gets hit with a drop kick as Vandy Kirigaya. As Sykes on the outside of the ring. Launching, trying to go for a drop kick, front drop kick, I should say. Goes for a knee to the face, looked like it just missed. And now Vandy with some martial arts himself with a knee to the head, and then a clothesline for good measure. Already calling for the end is Vandy. But no! Sykes, with his sights on Vandy's back here, looking to just take advantage. It might have been a shorter round for Vandy Kirigaya, but even then, he could still be winded, as Sykes just crutching the windpipe of Vandy Kirigaya and then adding kneecaps for good measure. Again, outside the ring, once again, is Jordan Sykes. Goes off the top rope and another front drop kick to the throat, it looked like. Sykes now targeting the legs just like Ryu did. Honestly, work on the limbs that the previous opponent did. A very wise idea, if I do say so myself. It's a good strategy as he now goes for a flurry of blows followed by a Pele kick. Jordan Sykes now, you don't need to look at me. Look at your opponent. Don't look at me. I know I'm messing up. My apologies. As we continue on here. And another amazing enziguri kick. A beautiful kick counter. A lot of people would say it's overrated. I think it's underrated. As Jordan here with Shining Wizard. That could be it! Is that enough to take down Vandy Kirigaya? Do we have a Noble Champion? No, we do not! I mean, look at this crowd. They're on their feet. They're on the edge of their seats. They are loving what they're seeing here. Is Jordan Sykes now just brawling, trying to force Vandy into submission. But again, it's not enough, and you can see the frustration building on Jordan Sykes. He needs to keep that offense going. He needs to swallow up that frustration, keep the offense going, and not allow that frustration to take over, or you allow Vandy Kirigaya to get back in this matchup, which is what you do not want. As a side head kick there. Sykes now back on the outside of the ring, looking for probably another front drop kick. Here he comes, and another big drop kick there by Jordan Sykes. But a German suplex there by Vandy Kirigaya. That's what I was saying. You need to stay on him. You have to stay on him. And Vandy, I think we know what he's looking for. A beautiful silver eye. Calling for it once again is Vandy. Could we be seeing a Soul Seeker? No, it's not the Soul Seeker. It's the Demon Slayer. The Demon Slayer submission hold as he's wrenching the neck of Jordan Sykes. Holds on to it for a little bit longer. He might pass out if there's no blood flow going to his brain. But Sykes is able to counter it by judo throw in the front. Sykes now going around town and with a beautiful clothesline. Vandy now back with the knee. These two competitors have just been throwing everything in the tank. Is Sykes again? No, never mind. It looked like Sykes was trying to go for a DDT, but Vandy Kirigaya caught him and then spine busted him into oblivion. Looking for him again now. Crimson Storm Press, I believe. No, I'm an idiot. That is not what that is. That was just a double knee. Yeah. Vandy allowing Jordan Sykes to get back into the ring as they now exchange blows. Kick to the gut now. Picking him up. Could be a power bomb. It is! Jesus! I think its head touched every single turnbuckle. Not enough, though. These two men just putting everything on the line here. They want to be that inaugural Noble Champion so much. But like I said in the beginning, there could only be one to be called a Noble Champion as we continue on here. Just slamming his elbow down under the side of his head. On the top rope now is Vandy Kirigaya. This might be what I was looking for. There it is! The Crimson Star Press that's the one I was looking for. You can stop yelling at me now, upper management. I know, I'm messing up a lot. I'm aware. Take it out my pay cut. Followed by a Soul Seeker. And I don't think Vandy's done. There it is, the Demon Slayer. Is Jordan Sykes going to tap? Or will he pass out? One side just wrenching on the neck. Will he tap? Will he submit? Will there be a new Noble Champion? He taps. Vandy Kirigaya, your inaugural Noble Champion. I mean, just all these replays, that amazing slingshot clothesline from the outside onto the floor. The Soul Seeker that took out Ryu Takatsu. And then these two just back and forth. I thought this is enough. I mean, watch his head. It literally went 1, 2, 3 across every single turnbuckle, but again, still wasn't enough. And then you see the Crimson Star Press there. This time I got it right. It was then followed by a Soul Seeker into the Demon Slayer, and it just wasn't. Jordan Sykes put everything he had into that, but it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. And we have our new Noble Champion. All those competitors have something to be proud of, but I have a feeling that Matt Rush and Mike Magnum Maxwell's stories have yet to end. Randy now on his feet, our inaugural Noble Champion. Nothing but smiles. Mr. Van. He deserved this one. What a warrior. What a fight. What a match. But now we go to our main event.
Vandy, I know you just won the title, but we gotta know, how does it feel to be the first NAPW Noble Champion?
How does it feel, Trevor? Oh, I'll be honest, I'm starting a new chapter in this new era. You're never quite sure on how it's gonna end, but you look forward to it and enjoy the ride.
What about any potential challengers?
Challengers? Well, I'm a fighting champion. Just name the time and the place. I'm not scared of anyone. These hands are for everyone. Now, if you excuse me, I feel like I'm about to collapse. It was nice talking.
There you have it, folks. Back to you, Hunter.
Thank you for giving it back to me as we are now here in our main event of the evening. And talk about, can I just say something? This is a lover's quarrel. You have two partners in marriage that are fighting each other to become the number one contender of the King of the Ring champion. How poetic can that be? The only way to become the number one champion, the number one contender, is to beat your partner. As we start off with Antonio Stark. I have watched him since Unite. I've watched this man grow. He's one of the founders of All Out, and I've had the privilege of watching this man grow as a competitor. I mean, think of the story, think of the history behind Antonio Stark, and where he's come at today's age. He's gone through several federations, has won championships in almost every single one of them, and now here he is looking to possibly add another championship in his already impressive resume, but he has to battle his husband, Yuri K-100, for it, just to get a number one contendership for the title at Unleashed. You can't write it, and you can't write a story any better, folks. You just can't. Comes his opponent, but also his partner, Yuri K-100. You look at Yuri Hunter, you think of tenacity, you think of ferocity, you think of loyalty. You just think of basically any motto that you could think of about Yuri, it's probably correct. I mean, look at how far he has come in NAPW, being one of the starting members, if I'm correct with my notes, in New Age Pro Wrestling. And now coming all the way to potentially add a singles championship in his already impressive resume as well. Like I said, what a poetic way to have to get to the end goal through your partner. Because like he said in the interview, he already knows Antonio is not going to hold back, so he himself cannot hold back as well. This is going to be a very intense matchup. And here we go. Bell rings, they're circling each other. These two have probably trained with each other who knows how long. They probably know each other's moves inside and out. So the question is, how do you trick your opponent into a move that they don't already know? These guys have probably trained with each other 24/7 as they are just caught in his collar and elbow tie-up. Antonio Stark, the strength game is probably with Antonio Stark. However, the flashiness and the technical aspect probably goes to Yuri Hunter. And they're back in the middle of the ring, collar and elbow tie-up. I'm not sure if you hear it, folks, but I am literally on the edge of my seat. I'm actually standing because the magnitude of this matchup is massive. It's big. How else am I supposed to put it into words? You really can't. These two absolutely know each other's moves inside and out, as Yuri now has a side headlock on Antonio Stark. Outpowering Yuri, bringing him into a tie-up there, focusing on that arm and elbow, just a bunch of holds, because when you think about it, all their moves, they know each other's moves inside and out. They know each other inside and out. They know each other's strengths. They know each other's weaknesses. So how do you battle plan against that with a mini fireman's carry there, and now a hold onto the arm of Yuri Hunter? There's really not much that you can plan for. You already know what the other opponents are going to do to you because you trained with them and trained with those moves day in, day out. It's almost impossible to figure out what move is going to come next. As Antonio is keeping Yuri on the ground, which is probably in his best interest. Punch to the rib cage now. Back to another hold. And then Antonio's not allowing it. He knows what Yuri can do from any position there. And now, here comes the brawl. Going for the back. And this is what you have to do when there's opponents like this that know you so well. You have to throw away your original playbook and start brawling and try and see what lands. Because you know that they are going to try and counter everything you throw at them. And, well, going after family jewels might not be the wisest strategy for Antonio, but still, it's a wise idea as he starts off with a clothesline and just a 1 count there for Yuri. Going for a knee, just missed it. And Antonio Stark looking at Yuri like, you were trying to knee me in the head? What's wrong with you? And now back to that brawl-like nature of Antonio Stark, picking him up and slamming him down with a beautiful spinning suplex. But again, another 1 count here in the early goings of this matchup. I'm putting my papers away. I just need to watch this clear as day and just allow myself to enjoy what we're watching here in our main event of tonight here in New York, New York. This crowd is lighting them. Hear it. It looked like Antonio Stark was going for like a bear hug, and then a spike DDT from the middle rope. Yuri now really showing what he has. Ignore all those voice cracks. I swear to God, I will kill you. That is a joke. And then throwing him onto the ropes now is Yuri. And once again, like I've already said, how do you counter each other's offenses when you already know what the other one's going to throw at you? How do you counter that? Simple. You throw something different into the playbook. Something they don't even know about. Is Antonio Stark with a beautiful kick, followed by a bulldog into the middle of the ring. This is where you have to throw up some of the flashy stuff. And now a knee to Yuri. And Luna pick him up, and elbow to the top of the skull. And now they're tied up again here in the middle of the ring. Yuri now out strengthening Antonio Stark. Clean break, as we like to expect from these two gentlemen. Thrown over the top rope is Antonio Stark. It looked like it sounded like his head bounced off the steps there. You have to be careful down there. Not sure if the referee started his count. Yes, he has. The referee has started his count. Getting thrown back into the ring is Antonio Stark. Going for a kick, but no, and missed the elbow, which allows Yuri to take advantage. A missed elbow there. You cannot miss any of your moves here now in this dire of a situation because, like I said, you make one miss, they know everything about you. They're going to exploit that, and Yuri now to the side, and boom! Oh, countered! I was getting ready for a massive call out, and only just for Yuri to get punched in the head. Trying to look for a neck breaker. That was a beautiful rollover there. Top rope now. Yuri asking Antonio to get onto his feet. Drop kick. Missile drop kick. Pitch perfect. Not enough. Maybe a 2.5 there. Back to the top rope again. Moonsault misses. Antonio now with another bulldog. Taking advantage of these misses. So far the defense has been the best offense. I'd like to say is he's going for the legs really, and then I think he tried going for the head. He hit his shoulder. Yuri now asking, basically begging Antonio to get back up. Punch to the head. They say these two are partners, but if you're just tuning in, you probably would have no idea with how they are treating each other in the ring, throwing him into the ring post there. Once again, Yuri K. Huntred looking for another big move. And again, a foot to the mouth by Antonio Stark. Yuri, like I said, these two know each other so well. The moves that they've already shown, they've practiced all the time, they're going to be countered. These guys are probably one of the best, these two are probably the best at countering their own moves because they probably practice them on a day-to-day basis on each other. And a massive clothesline by Antonio Stark. Going to the middle rope now. Now he's asking Yuri to get up. Going up in a spinning elbow. Beautiful. Picture perfect technique. And another 2.5 in this matchup. These two are probably wondering what they have to do now just to keep each other down. Antonio just going after the knee of Yuri. Antonio fired up. Goes to the other side. And just kicking him in the mouth. Oh, now Yuri on top. Go with some blows of his own. Still going. Thrown into the turnbuckle. And a beautiful judo throw over his back onto the floor. Very impressive. Picking him up, the strength of Yuri Hunter as he hits Antonio with the unkindness with the bridge cover. Is that enough? 1, 2, and no! Just a 2 count, and Yuri is beside himself. They might be here and married, and I'm kind of grateful they don't share the same last name, or it would be very confusing to commentate. Beautiful clothesline from the corner, or out of the corner. Antonio on the outside of the ring, just narrowly avoided that drop kick. Is now he's going into the offensive, the brawling technique, but still, Yuri Hunter trying his damnedest to keep up the momentum, and now just using him like a boxing mat, or whatever the hell you call it, in the corner. With some slight boot scrapes to the side there, and not enough, and throwing Yuri off of him. Yuri just, I feel him. I feel him right now. Uh-oh. We could be seeing something big here. We could be seeing the hybrid theory. No, missed! Elbow! Just missed that hybrid theory. Uh-oh, this isn't good. The afterbird by Antonio Stark. That might be it. Is it enough? No, it is not enough. Listen to this crowd. Antonio throwing him down into the Osaka Sunset, my apologies, still not enough. When you're Antonio Stark and Yuri Hunter, what do you do? What move can you possibly do to defeat the other? I've said it once, I'll say it again. These two know each other's moves inside and out. If it's anyone that can counter them, it's going to be these two to know every single counter to their signature moves. As Yuri bringing Antonio to the corner, bringing him up top on the top rope. The dangerous district here, putting the legs on the outside of the ropes. We could be seeing a superplex. This might not be good for either of them. Superplex. Antonio starts showing his veteranism by going outside of the ring to avoid the early pin, or the late pinfall rather, as they now go to the outside of the ring. Elbow, another elbow, and no, a stomp to the face. That probably got to talk about that backstage. Like, what the hell, man? I know you're trying to win, but you have to go after the moneymaker. As he's thrown him back into the ring now. Hunter now going back outside. Springboard 450. Is that enough? No, it is not. And you can see the frustration on Yuri. What does he have to do to keep his husband down? I think he knows what it has to be. I don't know if he wants to do it. The bruised and battered bodies of these two warriors on display here. Missed that insecurity. Punching him in the mouth. Uh-oh. A chop! And now it's going to be a trade of blows until the first man falls. They're still going after each other. Open hand chop to the chest, a punch to the jaw. They're still going after each other. Knife edge chop. Another punch to the jaw. Who will fall first? Counter there by Antonio. Antonio looks to be the one winning this battle. Another counter. All counter now by Yuri. And now they're just beating the hell out of each other. Who's going to win this brawl off? It's going to be Yuri. Hitting him again and again with these clotheslines. Drops down another clothesline. Yuri feeling it. We could be seeing a hybrid theory here. Hybrid theory! Kick to the mouth! Will there be enough? Wait a minute, Yuri thinks it might not be enough. He's in the corner. Could we be seeing the fallen Grace? Grabbing him, picking him up. Fallen Grace onto the mat, middle of the ring. Is that enough? Yuri Hunter moves on to Unleashed as your #1 contender for the King of the Ring Championship. These two warriors showing what it takes to be in New Age Pro Wrestling as Yuri Hunter moves on to New Age Unleashed. What a battle, what a brawl, what a statement by Yuri as he's one step closer to capturing his first singles main title. We here at New Age would like to thank you all for joining us here once again. It's been a long 4 years and we are finally returning. And look at these two. The respect, they're lovers, but they're also brothers in arms here at New Age Pro Wrestling. Thank you all so much for stopping and watching us here tonight. I've been Hunter Bale. We will be seeing you next time here in New Age Pro Wrestling.